Welcome to Pale Blue Pod, the astronomy podcast for people who are overwhelmed by the universe but want to be its friend.
That is definitely me this month. Hello, I am Dr. Moiya McTier. I'm an astrophysicist, a folklorist, and a friend to the universe who does its maybe not best, but does something to keep me sane when I'm really busy.
Yeah, I relate to that. And I'm Corinne Caputo. I'm a writer and a funny person and a friend to the universe. That's part of what I'm doing this year. It's being a friend to everyone.
You are professionally a friend to the universe, Corinne.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Has that ever really hit you?
No, not at all.
You can put that on a business card.
I can put that on a business card. You're so right. That's my new reference for my next gig.
Number 1, universe. Number 2,
phone number
professor.
Not provided. Like,
just scream at the sky.
Yeah, just ask the sky what I'm like as an employee. I brought us to the Irish countryside today.
You sure did. It's so green.
It's so green. There's some wind. It's wet here, so I do hope you're in good shoes. Okay, good.
I came prepared. I was a Girl Scout.
But it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. It's so green. It's kind of, you think you're looking at a screensaver.
Yeah, but we're like here. Can we expect any animals? Is this like an open pasture or?
Yeah, there might be some cows that come by.
Love cows.
They like to stay put where they are, so we'll see. Otherwise, probably some birds and things like that. It's not a full farm, so we can't expect to see everything that you love to see at like a petting zoo. But it's really to look at the cliffs and remember that we are Earth and we are space.
I love that so much. And that is such a good thing to keep in mind as we talk about today's topic. We are on a chunk of rock hurtling around itself at like 1,000 miles an hour, hurtling around the sun even faster than that. We're like moving so fast. And we need a way to keep track of all that time.
Yes.
And humans have become pretty genius at the different ways that we keep track of time.
Are we good at that?
We have these phones that just like vibrate in our pockets or scream at us when we have an appointment coming up. But humans did not always have that.
No.
We needed simpler ways to keep track of time. And lucky for us, the universe provided. It gave us the night sky, which was the original way of keeping track of time. In case I haven't said it explicitly during this little rant of mine, we are talking today about calendars and calendar systems, specifically calendar systems that account for the not perfectly divisible lengths of time that rule our astronomy. You know, like the length of a year and the length of a month, they are not one-to-one. They're not integer multiples of each other.
Yeah.
And there's no reason they should be. You know, they don't cater to our whims. They shouldn't cater to our whims, but it is still frustrating. And it does still make it difficult to like keep track of things if you don't really know what's going on. So I figured we'd do an episode about how people have handled that.
Yeah, I love it. I have no idea how we ended up here, so this is exciting for me.
Great. Well, we're probably not going to cover the last bit. I'm not going to like tell you how phones were invented and how the calendar app came to be, but we can discuss the origins.
Yeah, please. I want to know who designed the icon on my phone screen.
Well, I'll look that up after this because now I also need to know. Like I said, the sky gave us the OG calendar, motion of the stars, the planets, and the moon and the sun, especially the sun, told early humans that time passed in a cyclical pattern. We learned fairly quickly just from observing the world around us that we could expect winter to come back again. We can expect the migrating birds to come back again. Things that happen now, we can expect them to happen again in the future when we have the added benefit of an extra year's worth of wisdom. And so they started seeing these patterns in most parts of the world around us. And they identified asterisms, which are little groupings of stars, fixed stars in the sky, or individual objects like an individual star or an individual planet whose return every year in a position of the sky would mark an important time. And then they would start building things to mark the passage of time. Sometimes the sign that they would use would be when the sun or when a star would appear next to a specific landmark. Like if it dips below a certain hill at a certain time of year, that's springtime. That is the equinox. But then they started not using just landmarks, physical landmarks, but they started building things themselves. These are the henges, the pyramids that were carefully placed. These are the physical structures that people built that lined up with the sun or the moon or the stars at specific parts of the year. And the most famous of them are the henges, specifically Stonehenge. I think like everyone has heard of Stonehenge. But it's not the only one. There are about 100 surviving henges in the UK. Other parts of the world had their own things. But in the UK, there were a lot of these stone structures that people built in what we think were special places for ceremonies and rituals that had to be done at specific times of the year. And so coincidentally, the locations of those rituals also kept track of the time of the year so that you would know when to do the ritual in the right way. The word henge comes from Stonehenge, but not all of them have that same structure. Like Stonehenge has the very iconic, they're called like triliths or something. It's like the two stones and then the third one on top.
Yeah, like every kind of block thing I've ever made as a kid. It's human instinct to build that shape.
It's natural. It's an archetype. No, it's not, because most of the other henges don't look like that. But that one was, and it was called Stonehenge, and we think it's from an older English maybe word that meant to hang or to suspend, because that third rock was hanging or suspended over the top. And we just call the other places henges, even if they didn't have that 3-stone structure. But the defining characteristic of a henge is actually, like, you have to zoom out to see it. It's not the stones themselves, but it's what they do to the land around the stones. They carve into the land a ring that's like a ditch in a ring shape, and then there's a bank of land on the other side of the ring. Sometimes there are multiple layers of like bank, ditch. And then in the center, there's the circle that the stones are on in whatever configuration they happen to be in. And there's a walkway. There's like an aisle that leads into the circle, and it's very ritualistic. Like, if you look at an aerial shot of one of these sites, there's no doubt that it was used for like some sort of special ritual.
Sure.
And the sun or the moon or certain stars would line up with features in the circle, like a specific stone piece at special times of the year. The oldest known one that we found is in Scotland. It's from about 10,000 years ago. It was discovered in 2013, and it's 12 pits that are dug into a field. Just 12 pits in a field. And when you like draw a line connecting the pits, it seems to point towards, the line is facing a specific hill that the sun would rise above on midwinter solstice.
Oh.
And archaeologists believe that hunter-gatherers used the pits to check the height and stage of the moon in order to track time in relation to the sun's position and the changing of the seasons.
Cool. I've been to Stonehenge, actually.
Really?
When I went to London, and we did an excursion. And I wish I remembered more about it, but I only remember the bus ride and how long it felt.
Well, I do say that it's more about the journey than the destination.
Yes. I mean, I remember it from, but I think those memories are from photos more than they are from my actual memory. Mm-hmm. But boy, was that a long bus ride.
Mm-hmm. Are the stones are huge in person, right?
Yeah, really, really big. And I think we couldn't get super close. Or maybe I don't remember. But I felt like the oldest thing I'd ever seen in person. Mm-hmm. It was cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
I think it's from 4,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty old. And people talk about how they're really hard to build. Is that just because the stones are so heavy? Because honestly, it doesn't look...
I mean, I was making them with my blocks.
It really doesn't look
I completely agree
that hard
with you.
to set up.
It's got to be from the weight. Like, I can't imagine. And also, I don't know if they shaped the stones like that or if they sourced them.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. But some people talk about how it must be, they must be so advanced to set up this stone circle in this configuration to line up with the stars, and it's like it's really not. You wait until that time of year. If you want it to line up with the sun at winter solstice, you wait until sunrise at the winter solstice, and you put it there. Like it's not that hard.
And then next year you like tweak it.
Yeah, and as long as you have a year or two to set it up, you're good.
Yeah. What's the deadline?
Totally fine. So you could use these hinges. You could use a human-constructed thing to mark the position of these objects in the sky, or you could use landmarks. There are multiple bodies moving in the sky, and so different people, different cultures throughout time made their calendars based on different bodies. Like some people made calendars based on the sun, and some people made calendars based on the moon. The Mayans had a very interesting calendar that I'll talk about a little bit later that was that also incorporated the motion of Venus into it.
Okay.
And most of them were lunar based, and I think most of the early calendars were lunar calendars, and I think the reason for that is that the moon has more obvious changes over a time scale that matters to us humans.
Yes.
Like it changes very obviously over a month, whereas the sun changes a little bit over the year.
Right.
So it does make more sense to, and like our daily lives probably matter more on the month scale, but if you're talking about larger things like crops and planting and harvesting, then you want to look at the year scale. So there were some cultures that used a luna-solar calendar that combined both of them. It was really interesting. And it's hard to get them to line up. So a year, one solar year, is 365 days, 5 hours, and 48 minutes. It's like 365.24 something days. 1 month, if you're basing it on the motion of the moon, actually doesn't have a set duration. It doesn't have a set length because the lunar orbit, the amount of time it takes the moon to like get to the same place in its orbit again, like it's over North Dakota and it gets back to over North Dakota about 1 month later, that is 27 days, 7 hours, and 43 minutes. That's called a sidereal month. Mm-hmm. It takes a different amount of time for the moon to go through a full set of phases.
Okay.
That is called a synodic month, by the way, to go from like new moon to new moon. Do you think a synodic month is longer or shorter than a sidereal month?
I always thought I think it's longer because for some reason I have 28 days in my head.
Yeah. It's 29 and a half.
Okay.
And we say 28 because it's like the average of the sidereal and the synodic month. Mm-hmm. But we can't even agree on what a month is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's actually a really interesting reason for why it's longer. So the 27 days, that's how long it takes the moon to get back to the same point. So like back to the same point relative to the distant stars. But in those 27 days, the Earth has moved around the sun, so it's further along in its orbit. And because the phase of the moon depends so strongly on the position of the Earth relative to the sun and the moon, the moon has to go in like extra distance for about another day to, well, I guess on the other side, a full moon again, like on the other side of the sun.
Oh, I didn't think about how the Earth also moving affects this.
Yes.
Of course.
So if you take a lunar year to be 12 lunar phases, although some people would say 13, then a lunar year is shorter than a solar year. And so the lunar calendars don't match the solar calendars. There are lots of ways to make a lunisolar calendar. People were not agreeing on how to keep track of time.
Sure.
Every culture had their own type of calendar. And now I'm going to tell you about a few of them. And they all like build on top of each other. So some of the earliest ones we have are Sumerian or Babylonian. Sumeria and Babylon are different things, but they're all Mesopotamian. So let's say Mesopotamian calendars. It was the Babylonians who gave us 7-day weeks, 1 day for each of the wandering stars. We've talked about that a bunch. But each 7th day in their week was meant to be a day of rest.
Okay.
So I wonder if that sounds familiar to anyone.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So the Babylonians gave us that resting on the 7th day. And they were also supposed to worship a god on that day, but they were supposed to cycle through the different gods.
Oh, gosh.
So that one, like, didn't get jealous or something,
Yeah,
I
nobody
guess.
gets left out.
Yeah. And so there were 7-day weeks and there were 4-week months. But some months, according to the lunar calendar, were longer than 28 days. And so some of the months had a couple extra days at the end where they would get to rest. And then at the end of every year, they also had some time left over when they've like gone through the lunar calendar, but the sun still isn't in the same position. So they added on 5 days. On average, it would be around 5 days of an extra month. The site that I read had it translating to extra. Like the word that they would use for this month. And it would be a 13th month every 4 years to make up like the leap year type thing.
Yeah.
The Egyptians, we know, borrowed a lot from the Babylonians, including this calendar, but they shifted it a little bit. They established a calendar with 12 months. Each month had 30 days. And then that would leave about 5 days at the end that they called epigomenal days or the intercalary month. And this period was considered spiritually dangerous. It was an unlucky time. You were supposed to rest. You were supposed to stay home. Definitely don't like get married or take on any sort of big project at this time because it would like probably be doomed. So don't do anything new during this time of year, which is why I these days still insist on not working between Christmas and New Year.
Yeah. I mean, I love that week feels so out of place anyway, where it's like we can't expect anything of each other. Just everybody drive safe.
Drive safe if you must drive. Drive safe. And that's all we ask. Perhaps to appease the gods, each of those 5 days was assigned to be the birthday of a different god. So the first was the birthday of Osiris, then Horus, then Set, then Isis, then Nephthys. And these were 5 of the major Egyptian gods in at least like the later kingdom pantheons. And they did not have a leap day. So their calendar was 365 days all the time.
Okay.
But over time, they realized that their main star, that we call Sirius, I think they called it Isis, their main star on New Year's Day, it wasn't where it was supposed to be after a while. It was shifting. And instead of incorporating something like a leap year, they just decided to make a giant cycle that they called the Sothic cycle, where they're like, okay, our astronomy is going to be wrong most of the time. We just have to learn to account for it. And then it will be right every 1,461 years.
What? We would rather be wrong more often. Is so funny.
But it was called the Sothic cycle. And you just account for it. Just account for the drift. Just know where you are in the cycle and you can do the calculation.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
So they just left it like that. And eventually the Egyptian empire fell. I'm not saying they're connected.
But noted.
But make a note. And then like I said before, the Mayans had an interesting calendar. They had 3 different calendars based on my quick research earlier today. They had a calendar that was kind of based on the moon. They had a calendar that was kind of based on the sun, and one that incorporated Venus in this very long cycle. Their main solar calendar had 18 months. Each of them was 20 days long, and then there were 5 unlucky days at the end called Wayeb. And so they also incorporated this unlucky time at the end of the year. And I don't know if they got it like from the Babylonians via the Egyptians or anything, but it did get to them.
18 months of 20 days.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that. I think I would like going through a month in 20 days.
Yeah.
Being like, great, on to the next month.
But they also had another calendar with 20 months of 13 days.
That feels like too much. I can't keep up with that.
And then the long count calendar, the thing that like supposedly predicted the end of the world in 2012, although that absolutely wasn't what it was meant to do, was just like, when will all of these calendars line up?
Sure. Okay.
So all of these different cultures around the world are using their disparate calendars. And then we have the Romans, who really tried to take over as much of the world as they could. And they did pretty well on their goals. In 46 BCE, Julius Caesar, who just wanted to do everything to Rome, decided that he wanted to get rid of the intercalary month, that 5-day period at the end of the year. And he just wanted to have 12 regular months all the time. And the months like alternated 30 versus 31 days.
Sounds familiar.
He added in July.
My birth month. I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah,
without that.
And he got rid of something else, but the September, October, November, December, those like should be 7, 8, 9, 10, and they're not because the months were pushed back in this calendar update. But Julius Caesar, he makes it 12 months, and he includes a leap day every 4 years. And that stays the calendar that most people are forced to accept for like 1,600 years, for a very long time. And then in 1582, because the length of a year is not exactly 365 and a quarter days, the calendar was off again. Like there had been too many leap years. And that had changed the date of the spring equinox so much that the timing of Easter was confusing. And we cannot let the timing of Easter get confusing.
God forbid. There's a lamb to make.
Literally, God forbid. And so Pope Gregory the 13th tells a person named Christopher Clavius, like, he needs to fix this shit. We need to get Easter back on track.
Yep.
And so Christopher Clavius fixes the calendar by mostly keeping it the same, but like finagling the leap year rules a little bit. He removes 3 leap years every 400 years.
He removes 3 every 400 years.
Yes. So I will tell you the rules. We have a leap day every 4 years, except on a new century year.
Okay.
Unless that century is divisible by 400.
Okay.
So 1600, yes, there's a leap day. 1700, no. 18, no. 19, no. 2000, yes.
Wait, except if it's divisible by 400.
If it is divisible by 400, it has a leap day.
Oh, it does have, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot to remember.
There is a rule, then an exception, and then an exception to the exception.
Okay. Wow, I'm glad I'm not in charge.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not Christopher Clavius.
Yeah, great.
Imagine the Pope comes to you and is like,
Corinne, you need to solve this.
You need to fix Easter.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, another CC.
Maybe we didn't overlap.
Maybe you were Christopher Clavius in a past life.
Have you seen the meme of like... died in whatever, born in whatever, like welcome back the Berlin Wall, or like they were saying,
oh, no.
It was like Olivia Rodrigo like was born the year the wall fell or something.
Oh.
They were like, she's the reincarnate. That's essentially what's happening to me.
Got it. Yeah. So what we're saying, everyone, is that Corinne made the calendar week. Corinne made the Gregorian calendar.
I do think I should make a little calendar. My rules. Hi everyone, it's Corinne, and of course I wanted to take a minute to thank our patrons who are supporting the show every single month. It means so much to us. So thank you to our Sunlight stars, Sharn Llewellyn, Lissa, Scott Reynolds, Ian O'Leary, Augustin, Tom T. And of course you can support us, hear your name on the show, make it to our patron star chart, all by supporting us on Patreon for just about $1 per episode. And if you sign up for an annual membership, you get a 13% discount. You can find the star chart, Patreon info, and more at our website, palebluepod.com, or by going right to patreon.com/palebluepod. And if you can't support us financially, we still love you very much. That's totally cool. You can support us by reviewing the show on whatever app you use or by sharing it with your friends. And before you go, I have another podcast recommendation, and it's a podcast in the Multitude family. Spirits is a history and comedy podcast focused on everything folklore, mythology, and the occult, told through the lens of feminism, queerness, and modern adulthood. Every week, mythology buff Julia and her childhood best friend Amanda get together to learn about a different story from mythology and folklore over drinks. That's everything from the mythological origins of major franchises like Lord of the Rings and Wonder Woman to modern urban legends to a roundup of werewolf stories from around the world. Moiya and I have both guested on episodes here, and you can listen to the back catalog of over 300 plus episodes. There's so much to enjoy, whether you're here for an analysis of mental health and mythology or creepy modern ghost stories, which is definitely my thing. You can dive in at spiritspodcast.com or search for Spirits wherever you download your podcasts. Okay, bye.
Pretty much all of the official business in the world runs on the Gregorian calendar these days, but cultures will use their own to track holidays and other culturally specific events. And there are about 40 calendars that are still in use today, like the Persian calendar, the Chinese, the Hebrew calendar, the Hindu calendar, etc. And I will say something that most of those calendars have going for them that our Gregorian calendar certainly does not, is that they have New Year's, most of them have New Year's at the actual right time of the year in spring, which is when the new year should be.
Yeah, I do like a rebirth energy.
Yeah. Not in this dead of winter when we're all trying to renew ourselves and set resolutions and become new people. Like in the dead of winter, no, we should be sleeping.
Yeah, I think if we're going to have a holiday now, it needs to be more fun.
And like New Year's has the fun aspect, but it also has the renewal aspect that just doesn't feel appropriate for this time of year.
Yeah, this is when I double down on who I am and stay inside.
People also have fun traditions that they associate with leap year or leap day. There's a town in New Mexico in the U.S. called Anthony, and they have declared themselves the leap year capital of the world. They throw a festival every year to honor the leapers. And those are people who were born on February 29th. People come from all over the world to celebrate their birthday together with their birthday twins. And I looked up how many people are born on leap day. There are about 4.1 million people alive right now who have that for their birthday.
That is a really fun birthday.
It's a really fun birthday. And I found the most amazing coincidence that I am choosing to see as something important. If you do out the statistics, the chances of you being born on a leap day are about 1 in 1,461.
That is good odds.
That is good. That's good odds. But the amazing coincidence here is that 1,461 is also the length of the Egyptian Sophic cycle. So your chances of being born on a leap year are 1 in the Sophic cycle, which comes from the Egyptians because they refuse to acknowledge the leap year.
Wow, I see you. I see you, universe.
I see you.
Being
you
all Easter eggy. Yeah.
We see what you're doing. I had to point out that coincidence. I saw that when I was preparing for this episode.
Did you get the chills?
I jumped out of my chair. I really did. So that's Anthony, New Mexico. There's Taiwanese folklore that says old people are more likely to die on a leap day.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that is a dark one. And so their families might be more likely to prepare them special fortifying foods. Like there's a special soup that they will feed their elders on leap day. There's a special leap day cocktail that was invented in London in 1928. I don't know if you want to, if you had to make a leap year cocktail, Corinne, what would you put in it?
Oh my gosh. I would probably just want to drink a cocktail I already like.
Yeah.
But maybe, I don't know, maybe it would have something extra fun in it. Like it would be a brighter color than usual or it is a good day to try something new.
Yeah. I don't really drink, so I don't know if this would taste good. And perhaps you can tell me.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Okay. Grand Marnier.
I don't even know. What is the difference between triple sec and Grand Marniers? Oh, it's a blend of cognac and orange essence. A more complex, sophisticated taste. Okay.
Okay, so it's grown-up triple sec.
Yeah.
And then sweet vermouth with some gin and lemon juice.
Okay, well, I love gin. It's very herbal. There's all kinds of gin. And I really love Negronis. And a Negroni is gin, sweet vermouth, an orange peel. And it would be Campari. And I don't think Campari is close to this Grand Marnier, but I do think it is in a family of drinks I really would like.
Okay. So you might really like the Leap Day
Maybe
cocktail.
I'll make it this year and let everyone know.
Yes. And then there are some fun... If you think gender roles are fun, then reversing them is also fun. And there are a lot of reverse gender roles on Leap Day in different cultures around the world. For example, in southern Germany, there's this practice on May Day, the 1st of May, where boys will leave trees on the doorsteps of girls they have crushes on.
What?
Adorable. But on Leap Day, the girls can leave trees on the boys' doorsteps.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm so thrown by tree here.
Like a little
sapling. A little
sapling.
thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm bringing out big trees and pots and...
Actually, you block the door so they can't go to school.
Yes. It's like, damn it. Someone's in love with me.
And then there's also the Irish folktale of being able to, as a woman, propose to your fella on Leap Day. And also, if the man rejects you on Leap Day, apparently there are consequences. Like they have to pay some sort of fine or something.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, it's fun, right? But yes, so this Irish folkloric tradition has led to the creation of a movie, the quality of which is to be determined, called Leap Year.
Leap Year.
Leap Year. And we watched it for you. We watched Leap Year, the rom-com. And we're gonna tell you what we thought about it.
Yeah, okay. I'll tell you a quick summary of this movie. I really love the rom-com genre. I don't think this was the best this is the best example of the genre, but it does star one of our faves, Amy Adams, and Adam Scott, and Caitlin Olsen from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is her best friend.
I did recognize her.
She's only in like 2 scenes, though. I would have loved to have seen more of her. Anyway, okay, quick summary. Amy Adams plays Anna Brady, a real estate stager. Like, she'll just come in and, like, stage a home and make it look beautiful so that you buy it. And Anna's cardiologist boyfriend, Jeremy, have just applied to their dream apartment, and they're thrilled, and they're going through all the motions of life. And she goes to dinner. Well, they haven't gotten engaged, but he kind of hints, like, tonight we're going to go out to a great dinner. Get excited. Be ready. So
has he not seen Legally Blonde? Does he not know what she's expecting as soon as he says that?
I'm like, what planet does he live on where, like, culturally this is not an expectation? Or even weirder, you're going to move into this, like, luxury, gorgeous apartment in Boston and you've never had this conversation? What is going on? So really, she meets her dad for drinks at this, like, divey pub, and
John Lithgow.
I know. And he's like, oh my God, after 4 years, you're still not engaged to this guy. What a loser. And he reminds her of a story of her great-grandmother who proposed to her man on February 29th, Leap Day. And it's a tradition where, as we said, the roles are reversed and the woman can propose to the man. Which, I proposed to Eli, and he also proposed to me. Like, this is not a rule. Anyway.
Yeah, I did a double proposal.
Yeah,
it's fun.
You should. So that night she goes to this fancy dinner with Jeremy. And her friend during a dress fitting had been like, listen, I saw Jeremy leaving the jewelry store. I think he got a ring. And she's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Just what she's already getting her dress fitted when her friend tells her that. So she just gets a dress for every dinner, I guess.
She's fancy.
He gives her a jewelry box at dinner. She opens it up. It's a pair of earrings. What a flop.
So disappointing.
So Jeremy's going to Dublin for a conference during Leap Day, and Anna decides she's going to travel there and propose to him. She gets on the flight, a huge storm, diverts the plane to Cardiff, and Anna tries to get a few flights, ultimately hiring a tugboat to take her to Cork.
Through the choppiest seas.
It was so scary. I was like,
I don't know if you're on North Sea TikTok, Corinne.
Oh my God,
but it was reminiscent of North Sea TikTok.
I am not okay with the ocean doing this stuff.
I love North Sea TikTok, actually.
I'm just scared of the ocean, I think.
Yeah. But how did she survive?
I don't know. And she's in heels the whole movie, by the way. So the storm is so bad that the boat brings her ashore at like this random seaside village called Dingle. And she goes to the only pub. There's like 5 people in there. For some reason, she asks if they're open, like kind of clearly open. But she meets Declan, this Irish innkeeper, and he agrees to give her a ride to Dublin after like a weird prank he pulls. And the tavern that they're in is like on the verge of foreclosure, so he needs the money. He'll drive her, whatever. It's mutually beneficial. They take his like really old car the next day, and in the ride he's like mocking her belief in the leap year tradition of women proposing to men, and then a series of like arguably hilarious in that I did not find them funny, but maybe somebody else will. Like hijinks happen. So
Yes.
like a herd of cows block the road. She steps in cow shit. The car rolls downhill into a stream. She flags down a van with these 3 boys who ultimately steal her luggage, which is so scary to me.
Oh, this is in like 10 minutes that this happens.
So bad. Declan's just watching this all happen, and he's like has decided she's like this idiot girl, so he's not going to tell her those people are about to steal your luggage. Later, they end up at a pub. The guys are there going through her belongings, which was so disturbing to me. And Declan comes in and like fights the robbers, and Anna gets her bag back. And they decide, they like go to a train station, and the train's coming in like a few hours or whatever. Great, perfect, this is going to work out. They go up the hill to explore a castle, like the ruins of this old castle. And Declan asks Anna what she would grab if her house was on fire and she had 60 seconds. And like, this is like for some reason, like a tender question. And I think the purpose of the scene was to show that like Anna might be materialistic or like, and Declan has it all figured out or whatever. I don't think that's a good question, and I'll get into that later, but they lose track of time and they miss the train, and they're forced to stay at a bed and breakfast where they pretend to be married because it was like a conservative innkeeper so that the host will let them stay. So obviously there's like one little bed they have to sleep in together. They make like a dinner. He kills a chicken very abruptly in front of her. They have to kiss during dinner. Like all the couples who are also staying there kiss each other. And then it's like, and now it's your turn to kiss. And Anna and Declan are forced to kiss.
So cringy.
So cringy. And obviously this is like stirs feelings for each other, but they won't admit it. And they sleep in their bed together that night. Next day, they're hitchhiking.
Did the bed seem to get bigger to you?
Yes, because when they stand in front of it, when they first look at it, it looked like a twin-size bed. And then when they're in it, I'm like, this is a queen. Easy.
It's a queen. They must have changed it from one night to the
100%.
other. Like to,
Okay, next day they're hitchhiking. Anna and Declan get caught in a hailstorm and take shelter in this church. And there's a wedding happening. They go to a reception. They're invited to the reception. And they go. And Anna gets drunk. And that night, they're, like, kind of on the shore, and they are about to kiss, and then she pukes and, like, passes out. Next day, arrive in Dublin. Declan reveals he was kind of once engaged, but his fiancée ran off to Dublin with his mother's claddagh ring and his best friend. Anna's like, you should go get the ring back.
Fair.
Yeah, just go. They arrive at Jeremy's hotel, Adam Scott's hotel. And Jeremy surprises Anna in the lobby by proposing right there. A shock. Anna looks for Declan. He's walked out. And Anna accepts Jeremy's proposal.
Yeah.
Now they're back in Boston at their engagement party. And
in the apartment they got.
In the gorgeous new apartment they got. Like, it is a kind of classic Upper West Side. Like, it's in Boston, but it looks like this, like, incredible old New York apartment that has like a dining area and like all the bedrooms you could need in an office and whatever. And she's talking to her friend, Caitlin Olsen's character, and Jeremy just casually says he only proposed so that they could get the apartment. And he figured out like one of his colleagues in Dublin recommended they get married because that looks better at the eyes of the co-op board.
Ugh.
And
Disgusting.
He said it so casually cruel, Taylor Swift, but he goes, we were going to get there eventually, right? And I'm just like, why didn't you have a conversation about it?
Yeah.
Anyway, this sparks Anna to do something that I find incredibly bizarre. And she goes and pulls the fire alarm in her apartment. Party's over. Everybody get out. Adam Scott starts grabbing his computers and cameras, which makes sense. They're like expensive and probably have work material on them. And he's calling for her of like, Anna, like, make sure you have your stuff. Like, we got to get out of here. And she's kind of in this stupor. Cut to Dingle. Back in Dingle.
All roads link to Dingle.
They link. Declan has, he kind of does a fundraiser to, like, keep the place operational. And this time it looks like it's busy and bustling. He's in the kitchen. He's, like, running it. A patron has sent the chicken plate back for being too dry. He tries it. He's like, that's delicious. And he goes out to confront the customer of, like, who said my chicken was too dry? And who is it? Anna. Anna had sent it back. And she tells him she broke off her engagement and proposes that they get together and not make plans because she kind of has spent the movie being this, like, I don't know, stereotypically uptight, organized person. Pours her heart out. He leaves the room. She thinks she's been rejected and walks to the edge of a cliff. And Declan, there's like a beat of, like, you know, her being quiet out there. Declan meets her there and reveals that he only left the room to get the clatter ring. He got it back from his ex-fiancée. And Declan says he wants to make plans with her and proposes on the cliffside. And Anna accepts. Cut to a short time later, they're driving away in Declan's old car with a just married sign. And Anna tosses out the map. As Wikipedia says, quote, leaving their destination open to fate.
Yay.
And that's leap year.
Wow. What an example of the rom-com genre.
Yeah. It was,
which I am also a fan of.
I am a big fan of, I'm a
rom-com.
big fan of of a good rom-com. And this one, despite having, like, great performers, was not funny or witty or charming enough in any direction. So it just ended up being, like, a fine movie. I'll never see it again.
Yeah. I thought that when I saw it the first time, and then we decided to do this, but we're not going to do this again. So I think
we'll
I
never
really
do
mean
this
it this
again.
time.
I'll listen to this as a warning next time. But we do have some peeves and thieves.
Yes. Yes, we do. We'll start with the peeves, the things that bothered us, and we're gonna keep it to 2 or 3
Yes.
each.
Perfect.
And Corinne, would you like to start?
Yes. My first peeve is the sheer amount of storms these people are experiencing.
There are so many.
The airplane, like, it seems like makes an emergency landing. She's in the tugboat at, like, you know, Deadliest Catch style stuff. It rains at the castle and she slides down the hill in the mud. They get caught in the hail. If I was that wet every day, I would be so upset.
But, like, isn't that the thing about Ireland, that it's, like, wet all the time?
Maybe, but I'm not going.
Yeah.
I ain't going.
Yeah. Not for you. That was one of my peeves. Like, specifically the boat storm.
Yeah. I don't buy it.
She should have died on that boat.
Uh-huh.
I hated that she went up to the castle when she was waiting for the train.
Yes.
She's standing there. The train's coming in 2 hours. She really thought it would only take 15 minutes to get up to that castle in her heels on that muddy hill?
I felt so confused by time in that moment. I was like, I guess this does look kind of close by, but also I would never walk uphill in those shoes because I don't think it's going to be worth it. Or I would just take the shoes off. That really made me nervous, especially as she has been someone who's so obsessive about plans. So why would you risk your final chance to get out of here?
It seemed out of character, and I don't like when writers or storytellers make their characters do things that they wouldn't do just for the sake of the story, and that's what that felt like.
You need a different character.
Yeah.
I think had he been more charming, I would be like, yeah, girl, go up to that castle.
Yes. But he wasn't.
It didn't make sense. Yeah. Okay, I did not like the fire alarm metaphor, or like whatever it was. If it was even a metaphor, because he was trying to prove to her that, like, her priorities are not straight, because he was like, what would you grab in the fire? What is the question here? She's a childless person who, with no pets, who is sharing an apartment with her, like, fully able boyfriend.
Yeah.
What are you expecting her to say? I would grab him? Like, that would never happen. I would grab my eyeglasses and, like, a coat, probably. Like, what are you learning about me? I don't know. And, like, of course there are things that mean so much to me in this apartment, but I don't think that's how you determine if someone is a good person or not.
Right.
And yeah, then when she pulls the fire alarm, I'm like, she seems to be like, in this moment, I know Jeremy is not for me. And you know that already. But I'm like, what are you upset by? That he didn't grab you and take you outside?
Yeah, that wasn't a very well portrayed moment. Because he's collecting his computers and cameras and everything, and he has this throwaway line where he's like, I haven't uploaded the engagement video to Facebook yet.
Yes.
And I think that is supposed to get us, the audience, to be like, oh, he's only in it for the performative value of their relationship.
Totally.
But that's it could have been shown better.
And you know what? This movie went through all the motions of a good rom-com, and I recognize and appreciate that. Like, that would have been a defining moment in a different movie where you're like, oh, in that moment. Mm-hmm. But
it fell flat.
Fell flat for me.
I hate a public declaration of love.
Ooh.
When he proposes in front of everyone, when Jeremy proposes in front of everyone in the hotel, that seemed very performative, and it's because it was very performative when he did it. But her declaration of love and like the whole scene they caused when she goes back to Dingle at the end of the movie had me sweating.
Yes.
I get so much secondhand embarrassment from people in those situations, because when I'm in those situations myself, I get firsthand embarrassment.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had to do that. Like, I don't think I've done a public declaration because I'm too scared.
Yeah. I'm not engaged now, but I did get engaged once, and he tried to propose in public. He tried to propose in Central Park.
Oh, no.
On the first nice day of spring when everyone was out picnicking, after the only thing I told him I cared about our proposal was that it was not done in public.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. That's pretty public.
It's pretty public. And so I stopped him, and then we like did it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I can't watch them in movies.
I also wanted a private proposal because I was overwhelmed. Like, I just don't think that I think my brain wants to perform for, like, other people, where I'm like, this can't be an intimate moment between us because I'm too aware of everybody else.
Yes.
So I completely agree.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm glad you understand.
And
that was my last peeve.
I have one final peeve, which is just at that engagement party before she pulls the fire alarm, there's a tray of hors d'oeuvres in their new kitchen. And on the tray was 4 full lobsters. And it was like, what are people going to do with this? Like, are they going to crack it open, like, over the sink?
Okay, I lied before. I have to watch this movie one more time just to see
it's
the
like
lobster.
It's literally it's like blurry in the background, but I was like, wait, that's 4 lobsters on a tray arranged like an X, and I was like, what?
That's fucking hilarious.
It was crazy. Now I'm hungry, but
I love that that's your last peeve.
I mean, there's so many peeves, but
so many peeves. Yeah, I didn't really like this movie either.
But we watched it for the science.
Oh yeah, we totally did. On to the thieves. The thieves of our hearts.
Thieves are short for me.
Okay. I will say my first thief is seeing all the Irish superstitions that they talked about in the movie.
That was fun.
Yeah, as a folklorist who loves Irish folklore, and I especially love when the superstitions conflict. So there's that back and forth between the two guys in the pub and in the beginning about the black cat crossing her path, so she can't start her journey, or else she'll have bad luck for like 15 years. And then the other goes, no, it's 10. No, it's 12 or 13. And they just can't agree. And throughout the movie, we learn that you're never supposed to start a journey on a Sunday or on a full moon. But it's good luck to end a journey on a Sunday. It's also good luck to get engaged on a Sunday and to dig a well, although that one was disputed.
To dig a well. I really love those two characters. I wanted to see them more often.
Yeah. They were good comedic relief.
Okay, My Thief, I loved the scenery so much. That's kind of why I wanted to do this episode here. It was so, so beautiful, and it really felt like surreal. I mean, it would be even more incredible in person than through this movie, but there's so many times where she's like walking down a road dragging her suitcase trying to get out of Dingle, and I'm like, this is so stunning. Loved it.
Ireland does that. Do you know if they filmed in Ireland?
I assume they did, because I did Google the love interest, and apparently he took the role to be closer to... Also, he's not Irish.
What?
He's not Irish.
Whoa.
Isn't that shocking?
But he mumbled so well.
He did. He just wanted to be closer to his newborn.
Oh.
Which I was like, it was like a shorter filming schedule, I think, than other offers. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
That is adorable. Good for him. Okay. This is my last one. The forced proximity and the one bed trope.
You love that?
I love a one bed trope
That's so cute.
much. So much. As soon as I saw that tiny little twin bed, I was like, oh, I know what's happening. Anytime in a book when they get to an inn and there's one room left and they have to sleep on that tiny little bed and the heater is broken so they have to cuddle for warmth, it gets me every single time.
I love that.
Which makes me wonder, I don't think that's my favorite romance trope, but it's definitely up there.
Ooh,
and I would love to know what some of your favorites are.
What are my favorite romance tropes? I think the, like, accidentally running into someone many times is, I love so much. My favorite Christmas song is Christmas Wrappings by the Waitresses, and it's like a story. I want to make it a movie. It kind of already is in one, but it's like she keeps trying to have a date with this guy all year long, the two of them, and one of them is always having to cancel. And then she's like, you know what, this year sucked, like, I'm gonna do Christmas on my own. And then she goes to the grocery store to, like, buy whatever she wants for a lonely Christmas dinner, and he's in line at the grocery store too, also doing the same thing. And that, like, I love that moment when it feels earned.
Oh, that's nice. Are you a slow burn fan?
I think I am. Yeah, like, oh God, I ate up Jim and Pam on The Office. Like, for years of Will They, Won't They. I love a Will They, Won't They.
Wow. You like the build-up, the anticipation.
I think I do.
I need a quick burn. I need a match. I need a butane lighter on page one.
Totally. Okay, I have one more thief, which is just... Jeremy takes a call during the dinner where you think he's going to propose, but it's just a pair of earrings. He takes a call from work, and he's a cardiologist, and he says, sounds like you're going to have to go in from the spine. And I immediately got stuck on that line. Sounds like you're going to have to go in from the spine. And it sounds like he is talking about a piece of meat and not about, like, a human surgery that's happening that they need consultation on.
On a heart.
Anyway, that was a thief of my heart, because I was like, if the movie had stayed that funny or, like, that weird, like, that felt very, like, bizarrely Anchorman or something to me. Like, I really would have loved it.
Wow. Great.
That's how I feel.
Great note to end on. I don't think this movie deserves our official scoring rubric. I was just going to say,
it's a skip. This was just a bonus for our leap year episode.
Yep. Enjoy. If you want to watch this on leap year, if you just, like, haven't seen it and our summary wasn't doing it for you, you can watch it if you want. But I think the official recommendation from Pale Blue Pod is, like, it's a miss.
Skip. Instead, make that amazing drink if you want it. And enjoy the leap year.
Yeah. And so, if this is your birthday, happy frickin' birthday.
Happy birthday.
You know, to all the leapers out there, we love you, and so does the universe. And to all the non-leapers out there, and that's most of us, it's not our time.
No.
It's not our time. Let someone else shine right now. But you're space no matter what. We love you, and so does the universe.
Bye.
Pale Blue Pod was created by Moiya McTier and Corinne Caputo with help from the Multitude Productions team. Our theme music is by Evan Johnston, and our cover art is by Shay McMullen. Our audio editing is handled by the incomparable Misha Stanton.
Stay in touch with us and the universe by following @PaleBluePod on Twitter and Instagram, or check out our website, palebluepod.com. We're a member of Multitude, an independent podcast collective and production studio. If you like Pale Blue Pod, you will love the other shows that live on our website at multitude.productions.
If you want to support Pale Blue Pod financially, join our community over at patreon.com/palebluepod. For just about $1 per episode, you get a shout out on one of our shows and access to director's commentary for each episode. The very best way, though, to help Pale Blue Pod grow is to share it with your friends. So send this episode, this link, to one person who you think will like it, and we will appreciate you for forever.
Thanks for listening to Pale Blue Pod. You'll hear us again next week.
Bye.